Your testimony is very strong. These people were celebrating too early at the way that they felt like they could exclude you and isolate you here. But they must be psychic because they're picking up on your celebration. You're celebrating, not them. Anything they wished upon you, especially in terms of ousting you or evicting you, bringing you injustice in court in some way, alienating you from community, reputation, is all swinging right back to them. Your testimony is very strong. They're not going to be getting what they believed they deserved. It is all going to you. And all that they wanted to happen to you is the justice that they deserve for going against you and doing those bad things. I'm seeing strong movement for you because you've really put yourself out there and you've really been strong. It hasn't just been luck, but things are adding up now. Things are coming to right timing. And what you have to say and the evidence against these people and their reactions because of their arrogance and their greediness will be showing to others. And their arrogance is their downfall because they believed everyone was like them or everyone was going to be on their side or have the same agenda as them. But there is no compromise. There is no cooperating. They've done what they've done. And it looks like there's someone here that wants to throw them under the bus now because they're scared of being caught. Things have been going on so long and things have been getting worse and worse here. There's been a lot of surveillance on you. I see people like watching and spying on you, but now I'm seeing people watching you in a good way. They're watching you work. They're seeing you in a way that is really celebrating you, is really acknowledging your talent, what you do. You won't see this coming because it's been a long time where you feel like you really had to put things out there and push. So I'm seeing a celebration because you've kept your heart of gold. You've kept your heart on your sleeve. And that is going to bring you places. Whereas where people that sold themselves out, got paid off to go against you, to put burdens in your life, that load is being lightened. And it's going back to rightfully who it belongs to here. Which is definitely not you. There might have been an energy here of someone trying to fake a bond or manipulate a soul bond or a spiritual bond you have with someone or with that person, but in a way to control things. And it might have started with good intentions is what I'm hearing, but it became to this point where they realized they weren't as healed and unbothered by what other people think than they thought they were. Now they feel very burdened though, because they thought leaving you were the burden. They thought you were the burden, when really you were just the trigger. You were also maybe just they saw you as a trigger when really you could have just been the catalyst. But they didn't want to admit that. They wanted to keep things going the way that they wanted them to stroke their ego here. They didn't want to work on the pain and the betrayal that they felt from other people. So things are being blocked for them now. And they're realizing that you weren't the burden that other people might have said that you were. Distraction to their work. Now they're truly being distracted. But at the same time, they have to go within. You, not no one, can make them see their worth and unblock their blessings for themselves. You spoke the truth, and they reacted towards you with heartlessness. Coldness, heartlessness. They want to pretend that they don't know what to do. It doesn't matter. Everything can be approached with a certain amount of warmth, compassion, empathy, and humanness. It's not an excuse to abandon people. It's not an excuse to pass the buck and put bad karma on other people who don't deserve it, who did everything to help and support and love that person. So judgment's coming, and it's for their best interest here, because they continually didn't want to go in a new direction and take a leap of faith. So change is coming for them now. And it's not in a way that they want it, they chose. They're not going to row the boat out of there. They're not going to be the one rowing the boat. They're going to be dragged. How they see it and how they see you now doesn't matter. But you're coming into a better period. I know it doesn't feel like that, but things are starting to move fast for you now. This person might not necessarily be the worst person either, but Spirit's saying to stay away, because they have so much burdens and they might try to cast them again on you, knowing that you are a good support. Yeah, it's like they don't want to keep, they always feel like they need to share in their misery or share in their trauma and pain and give it to other people, but they don't do it in a way that's like in a human way. They do it in a way as if they want to cast it off and take advantage of people, and they need to learn to face themselves here. So I'm seeing that for you, you're going to see a lot more growth in things that you felt like were blocked or were never going to grow here. And you're going to see these major changes that are going to bring you to major places. So don't give up, and know that you're finally being recognized in a good way by the right people. It's kind of like maybe you want to be famous or you want to be well known, but where you are at the end of the day, you realize it's not really where you want to be well known. Maybe the culture around you is greedy or violent or racist or sexist or backwards. It's like kind of like famous in Europe, famous in Japan, like famous in somewhere where the values are aligned to who you are, and them people seeing you and admiring you for values that they convey or that they cherish within their own country or culture here. So instead of chasing being known in a culture that I feel like for you just is devoid of empathy, and not just for you but for everyone. So it's not the type of person that you want to be, because sometimes that's what you have to become in an environment that doesn't have empathy to get successful, or you're already that person, and you don't need to be that person though. Some people feel like they need to be that person. You don't need to be that person. You're a generous person, and you're still coming back with more than you've given away, and you'll still give away because you have that heart on your sleeve. And it's not a stupid thing, because you realize that what you've given, even if it's been taken advantage of, is maybe what that person needed at that time. And maybe one day you planted that seed that they will understand that. But as of for today, you've done what you've needed to do for others and for yourself. 1111 is coming out very strong. So there is dreams coming to fruition for you after a long time of just seeing nothing happening. Know that slow growth is good growth too. Sometimes it means things are more sustainable than when things shoot up really fast, they can fall just as fast as they shoot up. Ciao.